What if you could make money while you sleep? Sounds impossible, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to reveal the exact AI tools that I use to generate passive income 24/7. Stay until the end because I'm going to show you the exact blueprint on how I set up an AI trading bot that will be working 24/7 and do all of the heavy lifting on your behalf. But first, we have to destroy a couple of myths. The first one is AI trading is just for software engineers or programmers or people that know how to code. When that is completely not accurate at all. In fact, you can launch profitable crypto bots, which is what I'm gonna do in later this video and show you how you can do it without a single line of code or being a complete expert in trading. Second myth. AI trading is super risky and it doesn't work. Well, that one is kind of true. The thing is, if you don't know what you're doing, then it's very likely you will lose tons of money. So the key here is to show you a systematic approach so you can have predictable results coming in every single day. And the third myth is hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s in my account to see a nice or good profit. Now that one is also not true at all. In fact, you can start with $1,000 and start making a couple of $100s back every month. If you set up your bot to be quite more aggressive, you can actually make a good return. Now, of course, the more money you want to make, the more capital you will have to invest. Or you can also have a different approach where you can have a small investment amount but be very aggressive, which is not something that I recommend because at the end of the day, the goal here is to help you make consistent gains over time. Now, how I started in AI trading? Well, if you have been watching my videos for a few months already, then you'll know that I started actually not with AI trading, but instead with Forex. That was the main type of trading that I did. I was trading some currencies and like you guessed it, like 99% of people, I lost all my money because I was trying to make tons of money in just a matter of a few days. And well, you know how that works. So after a few months of trying and not really getting any results, I discovered something called AI trading bots. That was in about 2018, 2019 roughly, so it wasn't really popular. The AI trading space wasn't there. So there was little to no videos whatsoever teaching you or showing you how you should be using them. So the only way that I could learn was by losing. Yeah, I lost thousands and thousands of dollars. I remember back in the day I was doing overeats with my bicycle because I didn't even have money to buy a car. So I was just riding my bicycle for like 20-30 miles every day. All of that money, putting it into my trading platform, and then looking at all getting lost was a completely pain, but at the end of the day it was worth it. So yeah, one of the biggest challenges I faced was the lack of support, and reason being is because, like I said, there was almost no support whatsoever. If you were searching for YouTube videos on how to set up a profitable crypto bot or make money in the crypto space using an AI trading bot, there was almost no information that you can watch or no one to ask help for. I still remember clearly one day when I woke up and my bot made about 25% in only a matter of a few days. And the funny thing is that the price of the cryptocurrency didn't go up at all. It remained within the same price. In that moment, it all clicked. I realized that when you have that volatility plus setting up your bot with the optimum settings is like having a money machine. So from that day, I put 100% of my time and money into crafting this strategy. So I know with certainty that regardless of the market condition, if the bot is set up properly, you can make anywhere between 0.5 to 2% daily returns. But enough about my history, let me actually show you how this AI trading bot works. So first, we have to understand what type of bot we're going to be trading. This bot is called Gridmatic. Essentially, it's going to profit from the volatility and sideways movement of the market. So every time a cryptocurrency goes down in value, the crypto pair, the bot is going to trigger buy orders, and when it goes up in value, it's gonna trigger sell orders. So the two main things you need to set up a profitable crypto bot and generate cash flow every single day is a profitable crypto pair, which, as I have said already, is a crypto pair that has a lot of volatility, meaning it's moving up and down. And second, having an optimum setup of the bots so you can start making cash flow consistently. Now, enough about theory, let me actually get into the computer and show you how you can start setting up your first crypto bot. Let's do it. Alright guys, so I'm here looking at my screen right now, and first I wanted to introduce you to the software we're going to be using to launch crypto bots, which is called Bitscap. I've been personally using for about 5 years now, and as you can take a look right now, I have one bot running that is making me about 2.39% in average daily profit, and it has generated about 9.52% in accumulated profit. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk you through the steps that I do to make over 1% a day in cash flow using these AI trading bots. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on Start New Bots and then Grid Bots. I'm going to be deploying this bot with about $1,000. Just for the sake of transparency, you can see demo is turned off. And the first step we have to take is to find a profitable crypto pair to launch. So for that, I'm going to head to TradingView and I'm going to install this indicator. It's called the RSI. So all you have to do is click RSI and you're going to click on it. Then we also have a tool called CBA 2.0 indicator, which is private only for CBA members, but instead you can draw support and resistance lines to help yourself detecting those important key levels. So now what we have to do is we're going to click on crypto pair screener and we're going to set this up like this: volatility month, and volatility week. All you have to do is click on column setup. By default, you're going to see a bunch of configurations, but just get rid of all of that noise and install these 3 filters that I'm showing you here. All you have to do left is make sure you're saving these. All right. And then what we have to do is change the filters on the exchange. Make sure is the exchange you will be using, the quote currency, and I also recommend you to set the RSI below 53. So once we are done with that, all you have to do is start looking for optimum crypto pairs. So what we're looking here is for something that has a lot of volatility, but is also moving sideways so the bot can trigger enough buy and sell orders. We can do it in the 6-hour time frame. And for example, if I take a close at this one, I don't really like it because we can see how it has been going on a downtrend. And I prefer something that has been moving sideways for a few months. So in this case, I'm not going to stick with this one and I'm going to look for something else here. This one looks pretty interesting. We can see a lot of volatility there, a lot of sideways movement as well. It has been trending sideways for almost a year, 290 days so far. So that's pretty good. We could have had the bot running for this time. The cryptocurrency itself hasn't gone up in value, but all of this could have been cash flow, because if I share this with you, you will see how the bot is going to be triggering buy and sell orders, which is accumulated in cash flow. So this is pretty good. I'm going to click on Start New Bot, Grid Bot, and search for this pair, AKRO. That is the one. Now, personally, I'm looking for 1% a day. So I'll set this up for the settings. And if I get close to 1% a day, then I will deploy the bot. But if not, then I'm going to be looking for something else. So when it comes to the setup, here the key is that you need to make sure the bot is in the grid. What does this mean? It means that we have this high and low price. Now, the bot, as you can see here, for example, is going to be trading as long as it is within the grid. Okay, so if it goes up out of the grid, it is still going to be trading because of a feature called trailing up. But what the last thing we want is that the crypto pair goes out of grid, for example, going down. Now, of course, you cannot predict if the price of a cryptocurrency is actually going to go down, but you do have control over the grid range, meaning the price action in percentage that the bot is going to cover over X amount of time. So here's the key. If you want to have a money machine working 24/7 for the long term, do yourself a favor and set up a large grid range. And that is what I do. With most of my bots, I set up a large grid range because I don't want to be worried about the bot getting out of grid. So start new bot, grid bot, acro, there we go. And I'm going to set this up with a large grid range. You can do this in the 4-hour time frame. You can use a price range tool. If you don't know what it is, it's going to be right here. And we're going to measure the volatility percentage of this pair. So it's about 40%. So I'm going to be setting this up to 40% price range, just like this. Then you have to readjust your grid. Right now, if you look at the high price and low price, they are by any means covering 40% of the price range. So what you have to do is click on it and move it all the way down here and move this one all the way down as well. Let's change this to 45. Keep your grid step percentage between 1 to 2%, but do not change this. Only modify the grid level. So maybe let's keep it at 50, or actually let's do 48. And let's give it a quick back test. Let's see what we get. All right, so about 10% in 30 days. It's not a bad return. Again, this crypto pair is literally moving sideways. There is no price action when it comes to the pair going all the way up or all the way down. It's sustained within a sideways movement. And that's great. If you want to make 10% in 30 days, I know that's a pretty good return. Personally, I'm quite more aggressive. So this is not aligned to what I'm looking for. So I'm going to come back to my trading view, crypto pair screener, and I'm going to keep looking for something else. This one, it has been moving sideways as well for about 290 days within a grid range of, I don't know if you can guys see this, about 60%. So I'm going to head to Bitscap again, and I'm going to search this pair, RPL, and I will set it up with a 60% because that is the potential grid range or price action this crypto pair is covering based on the volatility that it has. Remember, we want to create a money making machine that is meant to be for the long term. We are not looking for a 100x in 30 days. Instead, we're looking for a money making machine. Let's go ahead and do 55 grid levels. Backtest this. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's not good. 3.78%. Although it's not the best return, you can also realize that it has been moving on a downtrend and still being in a positive P&L, even though the crypto pair has been going down. It's actually pretty good. But personally, that's not something I'm looking for. I'm looking for something quite higher. All right, this one looks beautiful. We can see tons of volatility here because of the amount of wicks the crypto pair has. Wicks is a huge indicator of volatility. So let me just show you what that means. Wicks is this thing right here. I know a lot of people are scared of them, especially if you do some sort of day trading, but here we actually love them. So I see a bunch of wicks here, and I love wicks because if you have large wicks, then the bot is going to be able to trigger enough buy and sell orders in one single candle, so you will be able to make tons of profits. So I'm going to type here Dino, and I will figure out what could be potentially the price action percentage grid range that I will be using to set up this bot. So I'm going to measure from the top to the bottom, about 60%. This is as accurate as you can get. Now, it doesn't mean that it completely gets rid of all of the risk. That is not the case at all. Trading is still very risky, and you can avoid that risk by setting up your grid range quite very high, which is usually above 50%. So here on Bitscap, I'm gonna go ahead and set this up to, let's do 60%, readjust my high and low price, and set this to 45, 55 grid levels. I'll do a quick back test. Let's see what we get. Nice. So this one is actually pretty interesting. Looks like I still have some room to play around. So I will be setting up my grid range a little bit smaller, maybe 50%, so I can make a higher profit. Here, I'm gonna be risking safety per profit, meaning I'm aiming to make a higher profit at the cost of safety. So Here we can see I went from 15% to 18.95% a month. So it's a little bit higher. Let's see if we can optimize this. Let's do 55 grid levels. And let's see what we get. 16%. All right, that's better. Let's do 60 grid levels. 15%. Let's do 57. 15%. All right, not bad at all. So it's the same situation with this pair. This crypto pair has been trading sideways for about 126 days roughly, and it has remained within a grid range of about 70%. That's because of this massive bump and then a dump as well. But if you're aiming for a higher profit, then you can set up your grid range a little bit smaller than 75%, which is what I'm doing here. I'm measuring from the top to the bottom, and I'm getting a 45%-ish. So I'll be setting up my grid range at 45% grid range, which is going to allow me to make hopefully a higher return. So I'm gonna do another back test here, and I'll see if I can get a higher percentage. Great, so 18% in pure sideways movement. You can see there is nothing crazy going on here. The coin itself hasn't skyrocketed. It has actually remained within the same market price in the last 30 days. As we can see here, this is where I could have deployed the bot, and this is where it currently is at. Of course, backtesting results doesn't guarantee the results you're going to be getting or the profits that you could potentially get, but it gives you a solid idea of how much you can potentially make if the cryptocurrency remains with the same price action. So in this case, I like it. 18% in 30 days with pure sideways movement. It's actually pretty good. It's more than 0.5% a day. So I'm happy with it. I'm just going to try to optimize this a little bit more. So I'll do 55 grid levels, see if I get a higher return. 18%, let's do less. Let's do 40 grid levels, 21%. That's pretty good. Let's do 23%. Now, you have to be careful because if your grid step percentage gets higher and higher, you might be making a higher profit, but it can also be riskier if the direction of the crypto pair doesn't go as you plan. So in this case, I don't care too much about direction. As long as it keeps moving sideways, I'm happy about it. But of course, crypto is crypto and it can completely go all the way down. So you have to prevent that risk. So the higher the grid step percentage, the riskier it gets. Now, I don't like to go over 1.75% in my grid step percentage. So I'm going to keep it at 39. If 23%, it's almost 24%. It's getting very close to the 1% that I'm looking for. So I'm happy with this. All I have to do left is just make sure to set it up properly. Now that I have defined my grid range, price action percentage that the bot is going to cover, grid levels, the amount of buy and sell orders the bot is going to trigger, I have my investment amount here. I want to make sure trailing up is on. Essentially what it means is that if the cryptocurrency keeps going up in volume and it's going to cross this high price, then the high price and the low price will adjust themselves to the new price of the cryptocurrency. Pump protection, it's a good idea to have it. I don't like to have trailing down on. It's the same as trailing up, but in the opposite direction. So I'm not comfortable having that here. And I like to have the stop loss set up as well. Now, all you have to do is click on continue and start the bot. And this is how you create a money making machine that is going to be making you 0.5 to 1.5% in average daily profit every single day. We're going to give it a few seconds until this loads up. It takes quite some time because what's happening here is that the bot is setting up all of these limit orders and sending that information to your exchange. If you want to learn how to connect any crypto exchange to Bitscap, let me know in the comments and I will make a video about it. So here we have this crypto bot running. Congratulations. And as you can see, if you have a green dot, just like this one, hopefully you can see it, it is a good sign. It means that the bot has officially confirmed and performed the first buy order. So that's pretty good. As you can see, this bot has been running for 3 days and 22 hours, and it has already made about 576 transactions. And if we click on view details, bot orders, you can see all of the accumulated profit it has generated over 3 days. So let me scroll all the way down. You can see bot profit started at 0. I deployed the bot on the 19th of July at 5 p.m. And since then, it has been making small profits that have been accumulated. They are getting accumulated every single day. And yeah, this is the goal, to make tons of buy and sell orders so your profit keeps accumulating, and you make tons of money. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it makes sense. Make sure to subscribe if you want to learn how to make passive income launching crypto bots. And if you have any questions, just feel free to post it in the comment section and I'm happy to help you. See you on the next video. Cheers.